What's going on YouTube? It's Sean here, and I'm super excited to give you guys my review of the upcoming Air Jordan 3 Retro SE in the Unite or Red Cement colorway. This pair is set for a worldwide release this coming Saturday, February 15th, just in time for the NBA All-Star Weekend. The retail is going to be $200 USD or $265 here in Canada, and the official colorway for this shoe is Fire Red and Cement Gray. So for those of you guys watching from Canada, this pair will be available at The Closet Inc. So The Closet Inc., for those of you guys who haven't heard of them before, they're an independent sneaker boutique located out of Southern Ontario. So I'll add their social media, their website, all that good stuff down below, so be sure to check them out and show them some love. As for the shoes, I'm personally very happy that I have them in hand. A few weeks back there was a surprise release on the US Sneakers app, but I didn't manage to get my hands on that pair. But safe to say, when I first saw the leaked images of this shoe, I was already on board, and to me, even though this is more of a general release, and it shouldn't be too limited or too difficult to get your hands on a pair, I love the Air Jordan 3 and I was very excited to get my hands on this one. In fact, if you guys haven't heard, there's actually a special, more limited version of this shoe, which on the back, instead of Nike Air, it says Nike Shy for Chicago. But call me crazy, I actually kind of prefer the Nike Air instead. It gives it more of a true OG look. I think that this pair is good enough. Before we go on any further, here's a quick look at the box, and as you guys can see, this does come in a special edition box. Instead of the typical Jordan 3 box, this guy is done in a split fashion with red on this side and then this blacked out elephant print on the left side. Inside the box, there's also special edition paper as well, which has the Jumpman and Unite branding on it throughout. So jumping back to the shoes, this is basically your typical black or white Cement 3, but it replaces that upper with a very tumbled fire red colored leather instead. So the leather feels very similar to the leather found on the black Cement 3s, so it's not the absolute best leather, but it's not bad overall. Below the tumbled leather, we have this smooth fire red colored leather, which loops around the front half of the shoe, and then overlaid on top of this at the edge of the toe box, we have this thin strip of elephant print. Comparing this toe box to the toe box on the black Cement 3s, these red cements are much more streamlined, much more sleek looking, and they're much closer to how the original Air Jordan 3 was shaped. Moving upwards, here we have this perforated gray leather, along with these black eyelets running throughout. Intertwining through these eyelets, we have your standard flat black laces, but they do also give you two extra lace options, so we have a flat white pair and an alternate red pair as well, but I think I'm probably going to stick with the black color. Underneath the laces, we have your tongue, so the bottom half of the tongue is constructed out of that perforated gray leather, and then the top half is done in this very smooth gray leather. And this is finished off with this embroidered red colored Jumpman. Another change about this shoe, which makes it also closer to the OGs, is the finish of the tongue. So you'll notice that in this case, when you look at the tongue from the front, you don't see any of that red backing showing through the top. And this is how the original Air Jordan 3s were constructed. If you look side by side compared to the black Cement 3s, the black Cement 3s, you can see that red finish from the back, basically outlining the top of the tongue, and the overall tongue on the red cements also feels a bit thinner and also shorter as well. Moving onwards towards the back end of the shoe, so this ankle collar area, this is constructed out of that perforated gray leather, and you'll notice that the shape of these 3s is a little bit higher in the collar area compared to the black Cement 3s, where you can see there's a bit more of that dip. Also, the red Cement 3s are a little bit less padded, and they have a bit more of a sleeker look to them compared to the black Cement 3s. They look much more puffy in comparison. Below this, we have more of that elephant print, which wraps around the back heel, and it's finished off with this black heel tab with Nike Air branding in white. Pulling out the insoles, so these come with a polyurethane lined red colored insole with Nike Air branding on the heel in white. So the upper of these 3s sit atop your standard foam midsole, which is done in a combination of white on the forefoot and a matte black finish on the back heel. Underneath the heel, we have this window which exposes the Nike Air unit found within the shoe, and this Air unit is unchanged from past Jordan 3 retros. Turning this pair over to the bottom, so here we have your standard Air Jordan 3 outsole. So this is done in a combination of gray, fire red, and white colored rubber, and we have this Nike branding underneath the heel in red. So in terms of sizing, my feet measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and I wear between a 10 or a 10.5 in my Air Jordan 3s. For this pair, I feel like because there's less lining and less padding throughout, they fit slightly more roomy than past Jordan 3 retros like the black Cement 3s. I'm talking a fraction of a difference, so pretty much whatever size you normally wear for Jordan 3s, I'd probably stick with that size for this pair. With that said, that probably means for most people sticking with your actual measured foot size. But if you do have, for example, really wide feet and you do have a problem with the width of a Jordan 3, then you can also probably go up a half size as well. Generally speaking though, sticking true to size probably is going to be the right call. Next up, from a comfort standpoint, so in terms of retro sneakers, I actually find that the Air Jordan 3 is pretty comfortable on feet. So this red cement version is no different with the polyurethane lined insole. To me, they feel great on feet for just an everyday casual use sneaker. It's not going to be the softest sneaker on the market, but in my opinion, I find that the Air Jordan 3 is a great go-to sneaker for just running errands, for example, or just for everyday normal use. Last but not least, from a quality perspective, so while I wasn't completely blown away by the quality on these 3s, I also had no problems with them as well. First off, the quality on this tumbled leather felt pretty good, and while the craftsmanship on my pair wasn't absolutely perfect, there weren't any significant issues or flaws, and they felt pretty good in hand as far as the general release sneaker. So with all that being said, now let's lace up these Unite or red cement Jordan 3s and show you guys how this pair looks on feet. Myself being a big fan of the Air Jordan 3, this was definitely a must-have for my collection. I don't know how you guys feel about this bright and very bold looking red, but I personally love it. I think it's eye-catching for the right reasons, and the color combination of red, white, and black with a hit of gray works perfectly in this case, and it's definitely a very well done retro plus colorway of the Air Jordan 3. As I said earlier, this is going to be a general release, so I don't anticipate this being too difficult to grab. But again, if you are watching from Canada, this pair will be available at The Closet Inc. If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me a follow on my Instagram account at esco8, check out my Twitter at sean.go, and visit my website as well at seango.ca. So until next time, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.